Hello, everybody. This is Paulo Arias with International Relocation Partner. Today, we are here to talk about some of the best things you need to be aware of before you making the move into Panama. And with me today, I have an excellent team of professionals that help people in the planning of this international move. This is Retire in Panama Tours, and you can look at then their website is retireinpanamatours.com. And here with me, I have, here we go, Retire in Panama Tours, Oscar, Megan, and Rod. And you guys could say hi to everybody, introduce yourself. We're going to be talking about a few things today. Go ahead, go ahead.
Hey guys, welcome to this live stream. We want to talk to you about the three most important challenges that you need to solve before you make the move to Panama. And they are what immigration visa that you're going to get, where you're going to live, and what you're going to do for healthcare. The three of us run a company, Retire in Panama, that has been in business for several years in Panama, and we help expats. We bring them here, we show them the country, we show them all the expat locations, and if they decide to move here, we help them make that transition. So we want to jump right ahead. Myself, Rod, Oscar, and Megan. We're going to jump into Megan, why don't you just start with talking about the two major immigration visas available to people in Panama?
Sure. So this is assuming you've visited, you know where you're moving. Panama's definitely for you. Then you want to start thinking about immigration. Panama has one of the best programs for retirees. So for a couple, you can get full-time residency here for life for under $3,000 if you have a pension of $1,000 a month plus $250 for your dependent or your spouse. So $1,250 total a month pension for a couple, which is pretty easy for most people to achieve. And then you have lifetime residency here. And then if you don't have a pension, there are other options. Friendly Nations is a popular one that involves some temporary or permanent investment, depending on your situation here. And there's a lot of great options in order to move here, get your immigration and your visa.
Now, I understand, and we're going into topic, but I want to ask a little bit. The three of you guys are the three of you are expats. Is this correct? And you guys
Correct.
go through this immigration process. Did all of you went to the same type of visa?
No, different. Two different visas between us.
Actually, yeah, quite different.
So none of us are retired, obviously.
Yeah.
So we don't have the pensionado, which a lot of our clients get.
We all actually, we say we're expats. We all live in Panama. We live in Boquete, Panama. I'm from Canada. Megan's from the U.S. and Oscar's from Colombia. So Oscar came in on a different visa. Megan and I actually came in on the old Friendly Nations visa, which is not available anymore.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
immigration changes so often here. The laws change, so all of our immigration visas are no longer available.
Yeah.
So we always stay up to date on that.
We might come back.
This is super important. Like I wasn't really aware of, and I talk to so many expats every day, people that are moving into Panama. But I wasn't really, I didn't even know that they changed this. How long ago was this?
Yeah.
Just like 6 months after year after the new government.
Yeah, August last year when
Yes.
we still have Friendly Nations visa, but there's different qualifications.
Yes.
There's actually 25. Panama has 25 different visas that can qualify you for a permanent residence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
Now,
obviously, pensionado is the most popular.
now, a quick question is still within the immigration part. So, as an expat, Oscar and Megan came into this friendly, the friends visa, and Rod, you did what? Which visa?
I did the Friendly Nations, so did Megan. Oscar came in on which visa? What's it called?
It's called Crisol de Razas. It was a permanent visa for other nationalities besides North America that could apply to get residence here. And was basically, I had the time in here living in Panama. So it was a process. It was first 2 years, then 10 years. Now I'm going to get the permanent residency.
Now, and quick question. I as an expat, I do assume you guys also check on other countries like Costa Rica, or you know, Ecuador, Belize, you know, but there are many other countries that are popular within you know, for expats, for people that want to move and live abroad.
Yes.
And I do feel Panama has an advantage. Is that right?
In some degree, it has, but every single country in Central America has their own beauty. It has their own, culture aspects. So when people love to Costa Rica or Nicaragua or Mexico, it's because they love that part of that culture. Panama has other part of the culture, and yes, facilitates in some degree, but that doesn't mean that it's just one of the best. But that doesn't mean it's the best.
Yeah. But as far as immigration programs go, I don't think you can beat the pensionado visa in the world. I've asked people to prove me that
That
wrong.
is true.
If you are any pension, whether it's government, a majority of private pensions from any country in the world could qualify, like virtually any country in the world could qualify for a permanent residency in Panama with $1,000 a month lifetime pension, and for under $3,000 cost. And you don't have to renew it. You don't have to pay any other fees. It's just no one can touch that.
And I was going to say that because I understand, like Costa Rica, and I do business in many different countries. Panama is just one of them. But Costa Rica, it takes almost year and a half, almost 2 years sometimes to get your immigration process going. You have to set this appointment. And right now, the appointments, they take 6 months or even 8 months before they give you an appointment. And my understanding is that the Panama immigration process is a lot faster and smoother and easier than many other options.
Yeah,
So,
from date of application, you have your permanent residency card in 4 to 6 months, no longer.
Yeah.
Costa Rica will take a year and a half.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and I like to give this because my audience is like that. I have people, oh, should I go to Costa Rica? Should I go to Panama? And this information I think is very useful.
Yeah, there's a lot of other Central America, obviously, well, North America, Mexico, but you have to have a lot of dollars coming in on a monthly pension to get permanent residency there. Otherwise, you have a temporary that you have to renew every 2 to 3 years. So, that's one thing that a lot of people in the Spanish cultures are looking at Portugal, but they're more like golden visas where you have to have a lot of cash invested or a lot of cash in the bank. For just having $1,000 Social Security, Canada pension, whatever, you can move to Panama for the rest of your life and get a permanent visa in 4 to 6 months.
Yep.
Excellent.
Pretty much. That's the
Okay,
limit.
I think we can move into the next topic. And Rod, we discussed this. You feel the next challenge people have to figure out before they move is housing. Can you tell me why?
Housing. Like we got to, what are you going to do? Are you going to buy? Are you going to rent? Are you going to rent for a few months before you buy? This has a lot to do with moving too.
Yes.
What are you going to move? If you're still in your home country and you're moving to Panama and you don't have a place to live, you don't know if you're bringing your appliances for living room furniture. So talk a little bit to us about
housing
or renting.
Yes, sir. So housing is one of the big important things, because one thing that we always suggest to people is just you gotta know where in the country. It can be on the beach, it can be on the mountains. They don't know sometimes until they got here. Once, because a lot of people do not understand the demographics of the altitude, the difference of temperature. So in some areas might be less humid than others. Therefore, housing could be, as we always suggest, to rent first to have a feel. When you have ready to do the investment, and then you have to think about those details. Okay, I have the place, I know where I want to live. Then I love my couch, I love my car, I love these things. These things you get attached. I love just all the stuff that you want to bring with you. So that is why housing goes very in line with the service that international relocation provides, and that's very key on it. And depending on where or what kind of house, sometimes the house might come full furnished, or sometimes the people even they come full furnished. They don't care. They just want to bring the old stuff with them. So
I think an important part is finding reliable real estate and rental agents.
Exactly, and yes, finding reliable agents for rent and also for purchase, because in any country you can have some of those situations where you don't know if the property has any problems with a lawsuit or
Titles.
a title, or if it's actually title or not. Sometimes people find out, and this happens anywhere in the world. Oh yeah, it is title. When they get to purchase, no, it's not title. It's a possession. Like it's only for 20 years, 15 years, and then you have to figure out what to do.
So I shouldn't buy from John Doe on Craigslist, or
Yeah, you should not. You should not.
Oh,
You have to verify and verify again. Verify at least 5 times.
I have to just add something, and then I have a question. My opinion is anytime, and I lived in the States, and I lived in Panama. Right now I'm living in Costa Rica, but anytime you go into a different country, do you remember your first travel into Panama? Who is your first contact? It's usually the taxi driver, the Uber, or the tourist, shuttle guy, right? The guy who drives the minivan. And you make friends, and you start talking, you start telling their story, and the driver start, telling you, yes, you should do this, and then this is a good restaurant, and they start providing you all of this information. This is a good tour that you should take, and that's okay. That's okay. That's their job. But we are, as an expat, when we are an expat, we tend to trust the driver, the first guy we met, the guy that we meet on the street. Hey, guy, I'm moving into Panama, and I think this is a mistake. And this is because a good heart person would get easily trust somebody like that. You have a good heart. You're learning. I think everybody.
Craziness. I agree with you 100%.
So you think everybody has the good heart you have? And the taxi driver is going to introduce you to his cousin who has a piece of land, and that's not how it doesn't make sense doing. Let me just say this out loud. It doesn't make sense to do business like that. You need to research. You need to connect with people that has a good reputation and that knows what they're doing, and look for these resources. And sometimes you need to pay an expert on a field. You need to hire somebody like that. So this is just a point on housing. I think is very, very important. And the question I have for you guys is, what do you feel is the housing market right now? I'm getting lots of people that are moving into Panama and into all of these countries in Central America, really. What is the market right now?
The housing
market. Is it hard to find a property?
The housing market is hot. Still a solid buyer's market. It is not inflationary like the U.S. It's not in the inflationary numbers that the U.S. has seen in their housing market, but it's hot. It's very solid, but still a buyer's market. There's lots of inventory to be had.
Lots of inventory, lots of land.
Rentals inventory is tight because of the lack of rentals projects being built, but the housing real estate market is really hot right now.
Yeah. If you ask me, I do have a lot of ideas about how you can make some really decent revenue investment here in Panama.
Oh yeah,
in areas you can just develop small communities in different areas, just rentals. That's it.
It's
There's
crazy.
A huge need for rentals.
Yeah,
rentals is a huge.
Panama City, there's $200,000-$300,000 oceanfront condos renting for $1,500 a month. If you do your math, that is an extreme risk, like really good reward on investment rental. So the market's great, but we always, like, for our clients moving here, this is their permanent place. We're still going to tell them, check it out for a few months first. You want to rent, you want to make sure you like this area, this town, before you dump all your money. But if you're an investor, it's good opportunities, and you can, if you're an investor, let's back up to number one. If you're an investor and want to spend $300,000, you only have until October, because then it goes to $500,000. But if you want to buy real estate, you can get a permanent residency visa without even being in Panama within 30 days. They have the investor's visa as one of the other visas.
Excellent. Let's move into the next topic, and then after that, I want you to explain me what is it that you guys do. How do you guys do it? We're going to that, but the next kind of like a big challenge people have to figure out. It's healthcare.
Yeah. The healthcare is a very contentious issue in Panama. It's different for U.S. citizens than Canadians. And it's different for younger U.S. citizens than people that are already on Medicaid or Medicare. So if you're from the U.S. and you're retired early and you want to move to Panama and you're in your 50s and you're paying for your insurance at home, move to Panama. Your insurance will be way cheaper. Insurance costs in the States for families can be $800, $1,200, $1,500 a month. It's nowhere near that expensive here. But if you're already 65 and receiving Medicaid in the States, you're paying your Part Bs, you're going to pay a bit more in Panama for a good quality international plan. If you're a Canadian and not used to paying medical insurance, you need to check what it's going to cost. It's actually the number one reason people move back. They move here on a low amount of income and don't realize that by the time they hit 70, their healthcare premiums, they could be spending $400 a month. And they don't have that in their budget because they didn't know that before they moved here. So before you move here, figure out what you're going to pay for healthcare. There's three things you can do. If you have the money, you can self-insure. Medical costs in Central America are less than a third of what they are in North America. A good friend of ours just a couple of days ago had a heart surgery in David, having a heart stent implanted, and his quote was $15,000. That's a $60,000 surgery in the U.S. So so if you have the money, you can self-insure, but you can get insurance. Now, I'll just very quickly, I know this is a shorter webinar, talk about full medical coverage, no copay and no deductible. Someone in their 40s like Oscar, $100 a month.
Okay.
Someone in their 50s like me, $150 a month. Okay. Someone in their 60s, $200, $250 a month. In their 70s, they're going to be looking at the $400 a month.
Okay.
So
it's not as bad.
Basically your numbers, for full medical coverage. And that's international. That works around the world with no deductible, no copay in Panama, and as low as $5,000 deductible like around the world.
And Rod, do you guys have that contact? Can you introduce
we
the
all
audience?
have full international coverage.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Megan's is, of course, she's so young that hers is $50, $60, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's $56 a month.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
She's 19, so she only paid 50.
You look like 19.
But there's also, like some people say, $400 a month. Well, when I'm 75, I'm 50, 7, 8. I keep forgetting.
You don't have to say it out loud, though.
75. I'm not traveling internationally. I might switch to a local plan. Like they're as low as $140 a month. So there is insurance available here. But what we've seen in the past is a couple moving here on let's say a $2,000 a month Social Security. You can live here on that. But if you hit 75 and each of your health cares is $400, it now becomes impossible. So you need to know that stuff before you make that move.
Mm-hmm. That's great information, and I do know you guys could help a lot of the people that are looking to move into Panama, and I want them to reach out to you guys directly. And what is the best way?
Well, the best way is always through our website. You can put the address up there. There are places to contact us. There's places to get health quotes. There's places to get immigration referrals, rentals referrals. We don't have to come on one of our tours. We would love you to. We are sold out till next March, but we sometimes have spots available. Or maybe you're not thinking till 2023. That's right.
That's an option too.
We will take you. Tell them what we do in our tours, Oscar.
Well, basically in our tour, what we do is just to showing all the best locations in Panama it has to offer. That doesn't mean it doesn't have more options. But we just guide you with meeting different expats, different locations, get to see different options. It's going to be a house, it's going to be a condo. Especially, we like to learn about what it takes to move here to this country. You got people can experience different type of weather. Again, huge part of the culture is like what you can get here, what ingredients, what's the fruits, what is the food, what is the water. It's just so many things that might look simple, but for a lot of people, especially from North America, it is a huge deal. So people don't realize that living on the ocean, it's gonna be humid and hot all year round.
Yeah.
But countries like Panama or Costa Rica is such a beautiful demographic design that you can be on the mountains living, and you can go to the beach within a few hours,
Mhm.
and you spend the day or the weekend. So that's
We show all of that.
yeah, we show all of that. We show all the best options.
Mhm.
That you want to be the culture, you want to be in a more like a gated community, you want to be living in the countryside, or you want to be a mix of everything.
Yeah, Oscar's been helping people move to Panama for 13 years. Me, about 7 or 8 by the time I joined him. Megan, about 5. So we have a lot of experience. And our connections that we use are all long term. So if we refer you to a lawyer or real estate agent, they've been trusted allies of us for many years. And they're not going to screw you wrong because we're just not going to use them anymore. And they know that. They're going to treat you right. So you come on our tour, you're going to meet those people, and even if you come to our site and we talk to you and you want to do this on your own, we're all about that.
Yeah.
But we're going to recommend you the best real estate people, the best immigration people, the best rentals people, and the best moving companies. And you're going to hear from Pablo then.
Yep.
Thank you. No, that's here. This is the time for my commercial, and what I do is I do international shipping and logistics. But I just do it a little bit different. I just like to provide the service if you need it, but I will give you all the advice I can possibly give you so you have a good experience. So if I can introduce you to
Yeah.
a company like what Rod and Oscar and Megan are doing, that's what I would do. I feel the expats that are coming into our countries in Latin America are a blessing for our communities. That you guys bring your different with your different perspective, your different things. You make investments, you hire people, and that's all good and important for our communities. And I want to be part of that. I've been an expat myself, and I know what's to be in another country and not knowing how to file your taxes.
Yeah.
For years I didn't know how to file my taxes when I used to live in the States. So if somebody would
Yeah.
just give me a light, right, give me an advice. So I'm happy to provide as much advice as possible. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for this opportunity. We even
Paulo.
spent a lot more time, but people would appreciate this information.
Hey, we hope to
Thank
see
you.
you soon, either in Costa Rica or here in Panama.
I'm going to Boquete soon. Trust me.
There you go.
There we go.
Good.
We'll treat you to a night out.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.